How many times have you looked in the mirror and felt like you weren't good enough? Or how many times have you tried to compare yourself to someone else, thinking, why can't I be like that? Hi, my name is Sarah Leena Boujaoude, and that's Leena with 2 E's. I used to go by simply Sarah, since most people seem to have trouble pronouncing my name correctly. You see, in Finnish, they say Leena, not Leena. And I used to get really frustrated by that. But with time, and as I've grown older, I've come to appreciate it as a unique aspect of who I am. And now, I say it with pride. Take a moment and think. Think about one thing you've been hiding about yourself just because you thought it wasn't good enough. Maybe that's your superpower. As a young girl, I used to smile really big and hard that my eyes would disappear. People used to ask me where I was from because of the shape of my eyes. And I used to always wonder. I used to wonder, why didn't I have those big brown eyes like most Lebanese girls? But with time, and as I've grown older, I've come to notice that it's in our unique aspects, that it's in our every detail of us that we could be beautiful in our own way. It was during the pandemic that I told my mom I want to become a fashion model. She looked at me with warm eyes and said, "The professional modeling industry does not exist in Lebanon." Her words went right in one ear and out the other. I was determined. And I had a stubborn streak of mine that definitely comes from my Lebanese side. I was determined to get into that industry. So I started Googling, I started emailing, I did everything I could just to break into that industry. I remember my first meeting at an agency. The casting director looked at me and said, "You got the face, you got the height, but maybe you should think of walking a bit more to reduce your hip size." I knew I had hips, but having someone point it out, that hit. But I didn't let that stop me. That made me even more determined into getting into that industry. Fast forward to today, I did indeed get into the industry, and I love everything about it. I love the hair, I love the makeup, I love the people, I love the creativity. It's definitely a flourishing industry. But it could be competitive, and it could take a toll on you if you don't keep your head on straight. And by the way, I've been complimented for my curves ever since. We live in a world where they place so much emphasis on physical appearance. They make people feel pressure to follow a very narrow path just to reach those beauty standards, which are considered society's expectations of beauty. But we have to change that. The modeling industry is trying to change. It is trying to evolve. It is trying to look for people with different sizes, maybe with different noses, maybe with freckles. So they are trying to make everyone feel seen, feel valued, and feel beautiful in their own way. And that's what we need more of. Now on to the Miss Lebanon experience, where I feel everyone is waiting for. It was definitely a different experience. That experience taught me that, I'm standing there on stage. I'm not standing competing for a title, but I'm standing there representing individuality. And it was through my personal journey, through that moment, hearing my name getting called up through every stage, hearing my name, the anticipation building, being one of the last 2 girls there, it was definitely a dream come true. But I noticed it was during that moment that each girl there, she's showing her true self. Each girl is showing her confidence, She's showing her beauty, she's showing her authenticity, she's showing her passion, her story, and that's what made it a powerful experience. So we celebrated diversity and we celebrated the beauty of being ourselves. As the saying goes, people might not remember you for how you looked, or they might not remember your physical appearance, but they will definitely remember how you carried yourself and how you made them feel. And that's the most important part. So how can you all embrace your uniqueness? It's about understanding what makes you, you. It's about embracing what makes you unique and showing your true self. It's about being brave enough to show everyone your confidence, your passion, how you carry yourselves, your personality, and that's what's going to make a difference here. So I encourage you all to show the world one thing you've been hiding about yourself and embrace it with everyone. So stay true to you. Shukran.